Hi, everybody. How are you today? I'm a little off camera there, it looks like. Just thinking a lot about the rhythm of life lately. Maybe that's partly because I'm going through a change of the rhythm of life. There are the seasonal changes. We've talked about those recently. There's also a change in just our life rhythm. When something I don't know. We're used to doing something one way and then it changes. In my case, it has to do with people moving out, people moving in, the space changing itself. But there is a rhythm of life, a daily rhythm that you have. You get up, you do the certain things in this often the same order, or your week, the rhythm of your week. For many of us, that's anchored in a communal spiritual experience, whether it's online or in person, or maybe it's anchored by a choir rehearsal or a bell rehearsal or a book group or weekly volunteering at the food cupboard, or fill in the blank. You have a rhythm that develops to your life, and it helps you to get through it. Sometimes we get disoriented and we think, oh, wait, yeah, no, I was there yesterday. That means today is thus and such a day. There is a rhythm to life, isn't there? And sometimes the rhythms get interrupted or changed in some way. I'm thinking about illness, sudden illness, or a car accident, or something happens to a friend or a relative, and it just reprioritizes life all of a sudden, and so the rhythm is changed. When I was in college 1,000 years ago, learning how to teach music, which I just loved, there was a story told to me about how to describe syncopation to kids, and that syncopation is instead of going along at a steady beat like bum 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 bum, all of a sudden there's something that changes about it, bum 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 bum, and that would be an example of syncopation. And there was a funny story that was told to me years later about trying to describe syncopation to an adult. And this guy went out and he was drinking all the time, and his wife told him that, the next time you come home drunk, I'm throwing you out. And so he's trying to be on the straight and narrow, but he can't manage it. And he, sure enough, goes off. He has a bender. He comes home, and his wife says to him, "You're drunk." He says, No, I'm sick. I'm not drunk. She said, "Yeah, well, what do you have then?" And he doesn't know what to say, and so he says, "I've got a bad case of syncopation." She's, syncopation, what is that? So she goes to the dictionary and looks it up, and it says an irregular movement between bars. Get it? The bar lines in music, and it's an irregular movement. So she throws him out anyway. I mean, a funny way to remember the definition of syncopation, an irregular movement between bars. But it is that unexpected rhythm. The rhythm changes all of a sudden from what we have grown to anticipate. And lots of times in our lives, the rhythm changes like that. And either there's a rest, there's a silence, or there's a hold, everything stops momentarily, or there is a rush. But there's some sort of irregular movement, and that's sort of the syncopation in our rhythm of life. And it can be very, I don't want to say upsetting, but disconnecting for what we're used to. But it can also be very lovely and very exciting and very anticipatory. Because if things just keep going along at the same pace, we can take it for granted. And it becomes, I don't want to say boring, but a little boring. But if all of a sudden it changes, it becomes more interesting, and we pay attention more. And it happens with relationships, and I believe it happens with our relationship with God. Not just our relationships with each other, but sometimes our relationship with God takes on a new rhythm. And isn't that exciting and wonderful? And that rhythm might be stretching it out and you have a fermata, there's a hold over it. Or maybe there's even a break and you take a breath and you step away for a minute before coming back. Or maybe there's a rush, many beats, bum, 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 bum. All of a sudden you're very excited, you're running toward the Spirit. Whatever it is, that becomes the new rhythm of life. And it's something to be embraced, and it's something to be thrilled with, and to be excited about what's the new tune, what's the new melody, what are the new harmonies that God's going to put in our lives. And it all goes back to that irregular movement, that syncopation. Where is it that the Spirit is creating syncopation in your life today? Syncopation in the rhythm of your life. Where is it that God is calling you to just change up the rhythm of your life a little bit and find more meaning in it? I hope you have fun figuring that out. I am. Having a good time with it. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause of the pastor. Just a few moments to think of something greater than ourselves. In this case, the syncopation of the rhythm of our lives. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South and Irondequoit Presbyterian Churches in Rochester, New York. And until next time that I see you, we come together. God bless. Take care. Check out the rhythm of your life. Look for the syncopations. And bye for now.